Welcome to Daily Meditation with Zohar Lavie.
A warm welcome once more to all of us here, wherever you may be on this planet. Very deep and wide greetings to all of you, to all of us. And maybe we can have the same warmth in the chat, that's in the chat of greeting and welcoming each other. We can also bring each of us, we can bring to ourselves, welcoming yourself to be here in your fullness, in your fullness of your being. And so whether there's sleepiness or alertness, whether there's grumpiness or warm-heartedness, whatever's here, and we just welcome ourselves into this moment of experience, just as the Sangha is welcoming us, just as the community is welcoming us. And it's interesting, isn't it? I keep being drawn to read the greetings. You may see my eyes wandering over to see what people are writing. It's always very heartwarming to read. So as always, I'm very glad to be here with all of you. Here in West Dorset, it's still beautifully dark, and yet the heart is warm in this gathering, in this coming together. And for some of us here in the community, it may be night, maybe evening. We've got the full spectrum of time zones as we gather. So the session today will include a short reflection on this theme of refuge, and then a practice together of around half an hour, and time for questions and reflections together at the end. Sorry. So hopefully I won't be doing too much of that in your ears today, but if I am, then I'm sure you will receive it in kindness. So yesterday we were kind of opening to feel the habits of attention, and particularly these habits of pushing and pulling on experience, of being kind of drawn to some things and trying to pull them towards us, or being pulled towards them, and then the pushing away of other aspects of our experience. And what we were doing in the practice, which is what we do with, I would say, all practice, is cultivating the capacity to bring intentionality to attention. So not to feed that push-pull habit, but actually through finding refuge in the moment of experience. So having a sense of how the refuge is actually here, being in the moment of experience as it unfolds, and meeting our experience with less struggle, with more creativity and with a sense of possibility. We're kind of countering the habits of attention, and we're developing resource and agency. Resources to be with what is unfolding, with the conditions of experience, with the conditions of our lives, and agency to respond to them. So another way we can say this is, in our practice, there's this movement from habitual reactivity to intentional response. And the kind of this sense of refuge really allows that, to kind of say, okay, there's this all of this is going on, you can imagine like being in a very busy place and the attention is drawn, uh, just naturally drawn out. Things are drawing our attention into this sense of struggle, trying to make sense, trying to control, trying to kind of um, get what we want, what we think will be good for us, and push away what we think uh, might not be on a very, very basic level. And um, that's all very reactive. Yeah, it's not intentional. It's not um, on that level of attention, of the push pull and attention. It's not intentional and it's not actually kind of clear, coming from clarity. And through our practice, we're kind of gradually learning to believe these kind of push pull habits less. And then through finding refuge in the moment of just resting here with this breath or with this with these sounds as I'm practicing with the hearing, or into the contact of the body with that which supports the body, lessening that so that I can then attend um, skillfully and in wholesome ways. And it may still be, yeah, that what I end up doing is that I say, yeah, I'll kind of pay attention to something that's beautiful and nourishing, or I will, not pay attention, or I will attend or do something about something that's uncomfortable or painful, but it comes from um, responsiveness and attentiveness and intentionality rather than just through habits. So, kind of resting with uh, our experience, this moment of experience, that movement of refuge is kind of the first primary step of that, resources us and opens up possibilities um, of response for us. So, kind of that's um, we can say, kind of the practice that we're evolving this week and today. Um, and today we want to particularly pay attention to inspiration. And so on the path, we're encouraged to turn our attention and to take inspiration, both from our own practice, things that we feel, this is helpful for me. This is something I've kind of cultivated the capacity to do, whether it's small moments or larger patterns that have changed for us. Take inspiration in noticing and feeling the fruits of our practice and of our capacity. And we also take inspiration from the Buddha and from others that embody this possibility of awakening for us. It's very much that sense of inspiration, so refuge here in the kind of meaning of inspiration, of possibility. And we remember, and this is a practice of remembering, practice of coming back um, again and again to this possibility, inclining the mind again and again because it's beneficial. Awakening is possible, possible for each of us and all of us. And we can bring it back to this moment if that feels more helpful. Right now, a little bit more space possible. There's a little bit more kindness possible. There's a little bit more um, interest possible. And there can just be that sense of right now, I come back to this refuge of the possibility of awakening. But that is possible for each of us and for all of us, including myself, including yourself. We come back to that. Even if, and it can, I'm saying even, but actually many times, at times when we feel overwhelmed, confused, distressed, we bring that in. There's the possibility of awakening. And equally at times when things are going really well, we can take refuge in that. Oh, look, yeah. Cultivating the faith in ourselves and in the practice. So it's kind of not just for when things are not going well. We can come back to this sense of refuge and inspiration in the possibility. Here it is unfolding. Here it is sprouting. I have some broad bean seedlings on my windowsill here, just next to me. point so you can see my finger. Um, and I take a lot of inspiration from them. I was just looking at them just before the session. They've grown so much since yesterday, and just thinking, they're just going for it, right? Fully, fully going for it to fulfill their potential of awakening. So in that case of becoming broad bean plants and going through that whole journey. Um, but we can take inspiration in that, just seeing that aliveness, seeing that vitality, seeing that um, growth. So kind of bringing that inspiration into practice, the refuge of this moment of experience, remembering, yeah, that that possibility of awakening, is here. That potential for awakening is here. And right now we're watering those seeds as we're practicing. And we're watering the seeds, we're kind of putting compost into the seed trays. Or we're planting or already planting our broad beans out, our broad beans of awakening out into the earth. It's possible for each of us and for all of us. And we can really bring that into practice, into being with ourselves, with our own experience, whatever the conditions are. And as we kind of heard yesterday, some of us, really difficult conditions at the moment, whether in our personal lives or in relationship to uh, things that are unfolding for others, those close to us and those in the world around us. Yeah. So it's really relevant to bring that, when when things are challenging and when we feel disheartened, just that remembrance, awakening is possible. And here are the inspirations, whether it's the Buddha or the broad beans. Here's the inspiration for me to tune in to. And just to remind again, and equally when things are going well. Yeah, so it's not just, that empty half of the glass. It's also when things are flowing and going well, we can remember this is kind of part of how we kind of deepen our roots into this trust and faith and confidence in um, in the possibilities of awakening and of responsiveness for us is when we notice the fruit, when we notice the flow, when we notice that things are going well for us, we also take inspiration from that and root into that more deeply. So it's probably enough talk this time. 7:15 here, but I've been awake for 2.5 hours, so um, I may be more alert than some of you might like if it's early morning for you. But yeah, let's take this into practice together. So if you're not already in a comfortable and supportive posture for meditation, then please find it. And if you already are, then get more comfortable. So whether we're just settling into the posture or getting more comfortable in a posture we've been in for a little while, just really taking the time to care for the body as we fine tune the posture of the body. Seeing if we can do whatever is possible so that the body is as supported and stable as possible. And checking in with a balance of uprightness and ease in the posture, or alignment and ease if you're reclining. Inviting, as we do so, inviting the awareness more deeply and fully into the body. Particularly can be helpful to use the sensations of contact between the body and that which supports the body. That might be the mat or mattress, the ground, the seat. Any area of the body that's in contact with support, inviting the awareness there. Gathering, collecting awareness and attention in that contact. Might include also places where the body's in contact with itself, like the hands in the lap, for example. The legs might be touching each other in some way. Any points of contact, body with itself, body with that which supports the body. And from there we can gently open, so around the contact or from the contact. It's opening the space of awareness, if it's appropriate for you, to the whole body. It's a very broad, general sense of the whole body here. Remembering as we do this, the intention of kindness, practice as an act of kindness, and the appropriateness. Practicing in a way that's appropriate to your body, heart, and mind. An intention of kindness, whole body awareness, grounded in contact sensations, and opening to an appropriate anchor for attention for this practice. It may be what we're already doing, contact sensations of the whole body. It may be more appropriate for you, helpful for you to also include the breathing, the hearing, the sounds, or perhaps metta if that's a practice you're familiar with. Really feeling invited to use a helpful, appropriate anchor. And choosing one anchor for this period of practice. And attending to that anchor with a receptive, curious, and kindful attention. Just resting into the refuge of this moment of experience. Again and again. The refuge of this moment of experience. Resting into that over and over. And let's take some time in silence to explore this, to find your way. Taking your time. This moment of experience right here and now. Noticing what's unfolding and opening to that. There's any push and pull of attention. Reminding yourself awakening is possible. Awakening is possible. How does that feel and what does it open? Resting into that possibility in this moment. A refuge, a place of rest, an inspiration. Reminding us to come back into this moment, to be present with the anchor of attention, fulfilling as we do so, moment by moment, the possibility of awakening. And doing this as often as needed, time and time again. Noticing any impact and resting into that as well, any benefit that comes from practicing in this way, from remembering that possibility of awakening, from taking refuge in it again and again. what's present for you in this moment, opening to notice and to know how this moment is unfolding, relaxing any push and pull of attention, reminding yourself again and again, awakening is possible. Can I take refuge in that? And as I do, water the seeds of awakening right here and now, taking refuge in possibility again and again. As we rest attention with the anchor of attention, as we remember our aspiration for practice and the possibilities of this moment and of this path. So for the last 5 minutes, remembering that possibility and resting, taking refuge in this moment as it unfolds with the anchor that we've chosen and with the possibilities that are available to us. When you hear the sound of the bell in a moment, pausing, remembering possibilities. Awakening is possible for each of us and all of us. Letting that resonate in your being. So please take your time. No need to rush in opening the eyes or changing posture of the body. Feel free to continue to meditate if you wish.
Today's podcast is an offering to you from our archive of freely available live daily classes. We make wisdom teachings and meditations as freely available as possible to as many people as wish to practice. You can help ensure we can continue to support a worldwide Sangha by leaving a review wherever you get your podcasts, by sharing this with someone who'd be interested, and by offering a small financial support at sangha.live/donate.